Who is it?
It's Stella, Commissioner.
Come in, it's unlocked.
Well, that was quick.
Oh, I thought I'd better get here as fast as possible.
Hey, come on, let me take your coat.
Oh.
You make this sound like an audit by the IRS, really.
Thank you,
Nothing to
sir.
be nervous about. Perhaps a little bit of tea.
Oh, no, thank you. I'm just fine.
Well, then at least sit down.
Thank you.
Stella, I think you probably know this has something to do with Susan's murder.
Oh, I assumed as much.
Now, we've already discussed the gun in Alan's drawer. I'd like to move on, if possible, to the night of the murder.
Of course.
Now, as I understand, the night in question, was Monica home for that evening?
Do you mean at dinner time?
And after?
Oh, she very definitely was home. I recall that she was very tired and she wanted supper in her room.
Wow. Well, you served it, of course.
Oh, of course.
Well, what time was that?
Oh, about 7:30 or 7:45.
7:45. Do you remember what you served her?
Oh, yes, sir. Her favorite dinner was lamb chops with mint jelly and succotash. And I did the lamb chops medium rare. That's the way she likes them.
Then she really enjoyed the dinner.
Oh, I guess so. When I went to pick up the tray, it was empty.
Empty? You mean as in nothing on the plate?
Yes, sir. She ate everything.
Stella, you have been very helpful. But now, I want to ask you a few important specifics about that night, all right? I want you to think about the answers very carefully. First, let's discuss these lamb chops.
Isn't Alice here?
She had to go to court or something. I don't know. Didn't you used to live here?
Yeah, I used to. Well, my name is Heather Weber. I'm Alice's daughter.
Oh, you don't look much like your mom. But I guess everyone tells you that.
Yeah, they do. Is Jason upstairs?
Yeah, sleeping. Kid sleeps a lot, but I like him that way.
Yeah, I bet you do. Well, now that I'm here, you can take the whole day off.
Really?
Sure. How much do we owe you?
Well, Mrs. Grant said she'd be gone about 3 hours, but it's only been an hour and a half, so that'd be, $4.
Why don't you take $10, and that way you can say you worked the whole time.
That'd only be 8.
That's all right. The extra's for tip.
No kidding? Gee, thanks. Hey, what was your name again?
Heather.
Yeah, right. Well, I'll just grab my coat. Heather, I know I heard Mrs. Grant mention your name. Wait a minute. Weren't you in jail or something?
Oh, that was all a mistake. It's been cleared up.
Are you sure Mrs. Grant's not going to mind me leaving early?
It's no problem. I've taken care of Jason plenty of times. He's fine with me.
Well, all right. As long as Mrs. Grant doesn't get mad at me.
Don't worry, she won't. I'll tell her you worked the whole time. She'll never know about it.
Okay. Hey, thanks for the extra buck.
Sure. Spend it well.
Yeah, maybe I'll take my boyfriend to the drive-in. Bye.
You do that. Dear Monica, your death threats won't work unless you want a scandal. Spread all across the front page. You better come up with the money. Now that ought to do it.
Heather?
Oh, hello, Mother. I took care of the babysitter, and Jason's upstairs sleeping.
You were in jail. How did you get the...
I found a generous benefactor to put up the bail money for me. Of course, I wanted to come right over and see Jason. The funny thing was, I was in prison. I missed him more than anybody.
That can't be the only reason that you came over here.
Well, don't worry, Mother. I didn't come over here to harass you any longer. I've done enough of that.
That's good, because I have no intention of giving you any of Jason's money.
I didn't ask for it.
Not yet.
Then don't start accusing me, Mother, because it makes me angry. Have a good day. See you soon.
Are you sure that's all you want to ask me?
Oh, yes, unless you can think of anything else that may pertain to the case.
Oh, no, not offhand.
But if you do, you're going to tell me about it now, aren't you?
Oh, yes, sir. Thank you.
You've been more help to me than you realize.
Oh?
You take care now, Stella.
I will.
Monica Quartermain's office, please. Yes, it's Robert Scorpio. Thank you.
Yes?
Monica, it's Robert Scorpio again.
Yes, I know. They told me at the desk. What can I do for you?
Well, look, if it's not too much trouble, I'd like you to stop by and see me today.
Today?
Well, as soon as possible.
Well, I'm awfully sorry, Mr. Scorpio. I'm tied up in surgery all afternoon.
Well, that's strange. You see, I checked your schedule yesterday, and it was clear for today.
Well, we call them emergencies. In my line of work, we have them quite frequently.
Okay, look, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll check with the nurse at the front desk and see when you will be free.
Well, wait a second.
Yeah, what is it?
Well, this is funny. I spoke too soon. I'm sorry. I was looking at another schedule. As it happens, yes, I am. I'm free this afternoon.
Well, what do you know about that, eh? Well, when can you stop by?
Well, I could leave right away.
Good. I'm looking forward to it.
Stella? Stella? Scorpio. Confound a woman's never around when you really need her. Hello?
Quartermain residence?
You're doing the dialing. You should know who you're calling.
This is Ethel Weiner, Captain Ramsey's secretary. He's requesting that the whole Quartermain household please come down to the station, including the servants.
When?
Well, right away, sir. You see, there's some depositions that must be signed immediately.
Depositions? Look, put Ramsey on. I'm not going anywhere until I know what this is all about.
Look, I'm sorry, but Captain Ramsey's tied up at the moment.
Well, untie him. Look, I'm not used to being ordered about by secretaries.
I presume this is Edward Quartermain?
Yes, that's correct.
Captain Ramsey assured me you'd understand. You see, these depositions are the only way Captain Ramsey can clear you and your family of any wrongdoing in connection to the Baldwin murder.
Oh, I see.
We need you and your family to come down and sign the papers immediately. It shouldn't take very long.
Well, there's only one problem. I'm the only one here. My wife is at a bridge club, and my son and daughter-in-law are at the hospital.
What about the servants?
Well, they're gone, too.
All right. Then the others will just have to come down later. And you, on the other hand, you should come down here right away.
And if I decide to wait until later myself?
Well, as Captain Ramsey put it, that would be your misfortune.
Hello? Hello? Damn thing never gonna end.
Well, come in. Maybe I can get you some tea. Perhaps coffee,
No,
maybe
perhaps you can just tell me why you have dragged me away from this hospital.
Well, as you know, I had a little chat with Stella earlier. basically to sort out her movements on the night in question. Now, she said that she brought you your dinner in your room. Is that correct?
Yes.
What time?
7:30.
That's interesting. She said it was closer to 7:45.
Well, maybe it was. I really wasn't paying much attention.
Lamb chops.
What?
The menu.
Oh, well, yeah. Yes, I had lamb chops. It's one of my favorites.
Yes. That's what Stella said. She said you really enjoyed them.
Yes.
Ate them all up, I bet,
Well, yes, probably.
Up to and down to the chop bones.
What?
When Stella picked up your plate, there was nothing on it. Not even the bones. Now, I find that a little bit odd, don't you? Especially when you consider the difficulty in digesting 3 lamb chop bones. You'd have to have the constitution of a great white shark. Wouldn't you, Monica? Monica?
What is the question?
There wasn't one.
Look, I don't know what it is you're after.
Come on, darling, I know you didn't eat those bones. Picked that up right away. But you didn't even eat the meat. You scraped your plate clean in order to make it look as if you'd spent the night in your room.
I did.
I think you went to Susan's.
No, I didn't. Well, I did. Well, did go to Susan's.
After you'd made a little visit there on your own. You were worried. Oh, you were far more worried than Alan or Edward. You wanted to stop Susan from blackmailing the family, so you decided you'd make one last attempt to talk to her, reason with her. But it didn't work.
I didn't.
So you shot her.
Oh, no, I didn't.
Oh, you hated her, darling. You never forgot that she stole Alan from you.
That is not a reason to
You
kill
had
some-
access to the gun. You lied about your dinner. You lied about your room. You snuck out of the house. You went over to Susan's for a confrontation. She taunted you, and in a moment of rage, you shot her.
I didn't, because
Why didn't you?
I went to the cottage, but I never went in it.
Why? What stopped you?
Because Heather was out there. And I knew that I shouldn't be there. So I turned around and I went back home.
Okay. Tell me what happened. All of it. I want to know everything that happened.
Fine. Fine, I'll just tell you everything.
Hello, will you stop thanking me? I keep telling you, I didn't drive down to the bus stop to pick you up. I just happened to pass you on my way coming home.
Well, I didn't know you were going out this afternoon.
A call from police headquarters, something about signing some depositions. By the time I got down there, nobody seemed to know what the hell I was talking about. If only I could remember the name of that woman who called.
Oh, must have been just some kind of a slip-up.
Never mind about that. Tell me, how did things go with Scorpio?
Oh, he was so hospitable. You know, he invited me to tea, and we sat on his sofa, and he has the most gorgeous house.
Look, can we skip the tour? Let's get to what's important. What did he want?
Oh, well, nothing, really. Most of the questions he asked me were about what I served for dinner the night of the murder. I thought that was odd, don't you?
Better?
Yeah, thank you.
I'm sorry I had to lead you on like that. But if I'm going to get to the truth, I need the complete cooperation of all my witnesses, one way or another.
Well, your assumption was correct. I did. I dispensed with my dinner, the lamb chops, and I did go over to Susan's cottage, but I did not kill her.
To talk?
To plead, really. Woman to woman. You see, I love Lila. In fact, I think maybe I'm more fond of her than anybody in the whole family. I don't want to see anything destroy her.
So, you went to Susan's to plead?
Well, yes. I mean, that's what I hoped I would do.
And I don't imagine she was too receptive.
Well, I don't know.
Well, what do you
Never
mean you
there.
don't know?
Well, no, I never got inside. I parked my car a ways away from the cottage, and I walked toward the house.
Then what?
I saw Heather at the door, so I hid behind the bushes. Heather walked into the house and closed the door behind her. At that point, I left. I didn't go back to the cottage until I went back later with Ellen and Edward. Susan was already dead.
Interesting.
You don't believe me?
Heather tells a rather different story.
Well, then Heather is lying.
She claims that she was already inside the closet and that you didn't know that she was there.
Well, that's ridiculous.
She was in the closet, Monica.
What closet?
The closet, the one you pass leading from Susan's bedroom.
I told you I never went in the house.
She saw you, Monica. Heather was in that closet and she saw you go running past a minute after Susan was shot.